the chosen one among men long ago. In the days of Moses and the tabernacle, God chose certain men to serve as high priests. These men were not angels or supernatural beings. They were human, taken from among the people. For every high priest taken from among men is ordained for men in things pertaining to God. They brought gifts and sacrifices for sins, not only for the people but for themselves, because they were sinners too. A good high priest was gentle, understanding the ignorance and weakness of others, because he, too, was weak. He himself also is compassed with infirmity. He didn't take the honor of the role himself. He had to be called by God, just like Aaron. Christ, the called, so too. Christ did not glorify himself to become a high priest. He was appointed by God, who said, "Thou art my son, today have I begotten thee." And again, "Thou art a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek." This Melchizedek was not an ordinary priest. His order was eternal, not limited by time or family line. Jesus, in the days of his flesh, prayed with strong crying and tears. In Gethsemane, he cried out to the one who could save him from death, and was heard in that he feared. Though he was the Son of God, he learned obedience through suffering, the source of eternal salvation, and being made perfect, not that he was ever sinful, but that he completed his mission through obedience. He became the author of eternal salvation to all who obey him. Called of God and high priest, after the order of Melchizedek. But then, the writer paused. A rebuke to the immature. He wanted to explain more about this Melchizedek, but something stood in the way. The listeners were dull of hearing. They are dull of hearing. By now, they should have been teachers, but instead, they still needed someone to teach them the basics of God's word. They were like infants, needing milk, not solid food. For everyone that useth milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe. But strong meat, deep understanding is for those who've trained their senses to discern both good and evil. Moral and spiritual lessons. Jesus is our perfect high priest, called by God, full of compassion, and able to understand our struggles. He learned obedience through suffering and offers eternal salvation to those who obey him. Spiritual growth is necessary. We must move beyond the basics and grow in understanding. Immaturity limits. Deeper knowledge. Those who stay on milk miss the richness of God's truth. Maturity brings discernment, helping us navigate between right and wrong with wisdom.